Chat, we're going to watch this video right here. Helldivers 2 Escalation of Freedom announcement trailer, PS5 and PC. Let's see what this is about.
Since launch, we've improved Helldivers quite significantly together with you, the community. We've released a lot of content, such as the flyers, the TCS missions, the destruction of an entire planet. This time around, we've got something special prepared for you.
It's our first step out of many, where we're gonna expand the game in big, meaningful ways.
New game modes, new objectives, new enemies, and even a whole new difficulty.
To give you that, we have to escalate it. An escalation of freedom.
Dude, my man.
We have to escalate it. An escalation of freedom.
He said the thing!
When freedom escalates, its opponents escalate.
We're bringing back a fan favorite from Helldivers 1, the stabby, tentacled beast known as the Impaler.
When you're playing against the Terminids, you can always try and run away. The Impaler ruins that plan. They will maybe cut off your escape route, and then you will probably have to stay and fight.
Oh
or
my
you can
God.
fight the tentacles.
Helldiver 1 players, how annoying were these fuckers? How bad are these tentacle things? Zero defense mechanics, awesome, can't wait. They're awesome, I love them, but yeah, they were tough. Gotcha.
The Spore Charger. This one has fog traveling around it.
Oh
It's
no.
constantly moving, so it's gonna come right out of the fog and scare the lights out of you.
The automatons.
Dude, that's just evil. This thing has a radius of fog, yet it's charging at you. Who thought of this? Oh yeah. I mean, that's a charger. They literally just run you over and beat the piss out of you. I mean, they're strong as it is. The only way I would think of, like if I had to sit down and brainstorm, how can I make these guys way scarier? It would be to blind thy enemy and then have them charge you. Because at least if you could visually see them, you can somewhat dodge them.
The automatons are bringing in artillery.
A big tank that shoots rockets.
If you're further away, you can see it aimed towards the skies and fire rockets in the air, so you'll have a barrage coming down on you.
In addition, you'll face off against heavier, more deadly brood commanders.
With a small twist. The allies that it spawn will not be the ones that you're used to.
Difficulty 10 has more enemies than we've had before on lower difficulties. We've really ramped it up. It's meant to feel like a real progression from 9 to 10.
The ad
We're
is
also
crazy.
introducing a larger type of outpost, and it's going to be a real challenge to take on these massive fortresses. But if you manage to do so, there will be great rewards waiting for you. Of course, what would the galaxy be without planets? Therefore, we wanted to spook it up with a new version of the swamp environment.
Darkness, my favorite.
The acid storm weather effect now comes with a new mechanic. It reduces the armor of enemies and Helldivers alike. You'll do a lot more damage, but you'll also take more in return.
Oh, that's
which
wild.
is just as horrifying as it sounds.
In Escalation of Freedom, we have new objectives coming in, like the Retrieve Larva mission, where you find this backpack with little crying larvae that you need to reach the extraction with. But you also have to be careful because it's gonna be crying a lot, and you're getting swarmed by more and more Terminids.
More Parasite, right?
With the Second Galactic War in full swing, Super Earth is currently battling the automatons and the bugs for control of the Milky Way. The Automaton Legion, they are constantly building bigger and worse war machines. The Terminids' migration patterns seem to be changing. There's also been some irregular readings of the Terminid spores in the various sectors where the Terminids are spreading. And we will see where the story develops from here.
So, have we told you everything that's gonna be in the Escalation of Freedom? Of course we haven't.
We have many more surprises in store for you.
A surprise here and there that you maybe didn't expect.
On August 6th, I'm ready to dive, and I hope you are too.
All right, guys. Look, man, looks good. I had a great time playing this game. It really defined I would say the first quarter of this year, because it kind of came out of nowhere for me, at least. I mean, I know some of you guys were looking into this game already. But for me, when I first watched the trailer for Helldivers, I thought it looked so janky. This is a vast improvement over the very first trailer I ever saw of Helldivers. This looks really, really good. And the difficulty that they're adding. So let me get this right. There's Impossible, which is 8. 9, which is Helldive, right? And then what's the name of 10? What's the difficulty naming that they're giving it? Quote unquote fucked. I don't know the name of it, but the ad density seems really, really high. And I mean, of course, the difficulty ramps up. So I guess beyond, and then the enemy types, I guess beyond that would be, hey, let's up the ad density too. If I remember correctly, didn't Helldive mode get pulled back? Then they actually scaled the difficulty down. Was it for both bugs and robots, or was it for both of them? Or just for one or the other? It was for the bots. Gotcha. All right. Let me ask you guys, how are y'all feeling about this? The Helldive community, which is a community that has still remained quite enthusiastic about this game. And despite what there's a lot of people that are like jumping up saying, oh, look how many players Helldivers has lost. But dude, I couldn't believe just the success that it had. I mean, the numbers that it pulled off to even begin with, that came out of nowhere for me. It's not like Destiny where we have loot that continues to keep us on the grind and the treadmill, right? But it makes me wonder if Helldivers could ever do something like that. I think it's a really fun game, though. The game is great. Unfortunately, I cannot forgive Sony for excluding players from the game. Oh, yeah. Wait, I thought they rolled that back. I thought remember you had to connect a PlayStation account to your PC account. I thought they rolled that back. Can I also, I understand, like, that sucks for the people in countries that don't have access to PlayStation Network. But like, for instance, like Concord, we recently played, and I know this is probably not a good example of this because you guys are just waiting to jump on Concord. And when I mean by jumping on, I mean just negatively shit all over it. We had to make a PlayStation account or connect a PlayStation account to Concord, and it just like Helldivers, it takes all of 5 seconds. There's no, I didn't have to pay for anything. I just connected the account, and you know, I would really like for all of these publishers to kind of just sit back and go, hey, how can we just make life easier for the gamer to just get into the damn game? Just get into the game, play the game. If we have these deterrents and keep them from playing it, then A, they're not going to play it. They're not going to have an opportunity to potentially dip into the store or whatever else. You lose out on double monetization and the potential refunds as well. Look, man, and I know this seems completely unrelated, and I'm very, very much excited about Helldivers. And yes, we are going to be playing this, and I'm trying to keep this just to Helldivers only right now. I enjoyed the hell out of this game for the first half of the year, and we'll definitely be jumping back on this. But can I also just say the beginning of the end happened when Netflix went up in price and everybody started opening their streaming services. The moment that we saw Apple, Prime, Paramount, Hulu, and all those things, man, that was the beginning of the end. That was it. At one time, guys, you paid, what was Netflix? $5 a month? Maybe $5 a month? And you had access to everything, literally everything. What a time. What a time, man.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.